Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the Business Energetics podcast. This is a juicy one. This has been like brewing in me, and I outlined it and then re-outlined it and was adding a bunch of points. So hopefully this won't be too long, but I am so excited to get into it. I built an 8-figure business and then burned it all down. Not all of the burning was intentional and none of it was easy, but it was exactly what I needed to build a business that actually feels good. So in this episode, I am pulling back the curtain on that messy pivot, that messy time, the lessons I learned the hard way, and the exact strategy that I am using now to scale back to multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, multi-millions with alignment and ease this time. And if you are ready to build a thriving business without burnout, I have a free resource for you at the end that lays out the exact framework to get to 6 figures with ease. Because the truth is, it is easy as fuck to make 6 figures in your business. It's easy as fuck to make 6 figures a month. I've done it over and over again, and you can too. So I'm going to share that with you at the end. Let's get into it. Okay, so I started my business with a huge dream. I wanted to help women simplify, create space, and step into a better life. And I have done this in multiple different ways over the past decade. My business grew fast, like multi-millions of dollars fast. But the faster it grew, the more misaligned I became. I did not have the right team, and that had nothing to do with them and everything to do with me and my lack of leadership skills. I lacked the right mindset and I lacked the right systems to handle the level of growth that I was creating. So basically, I got to a breaking point. I was exhausted. I resented my business. I resented my team. I resented my audience, which doesn't make marketing work very well. And most of all, I resented myself. I ignored all the signs that things needed to change because I was very, very scared of slowing down, and I was very scared of pivoting, and I was super scared of making people upset. I kind of knew what I wanted to do, shifting to a membership model in my business to make things easier for me and to fit my flow as a coach, a content creator better. I knew I needed to let go of people that were working for me and had been like very loyal to me. And I just was so scared of letting them down and what they would think of me. My money trauma had me pushing harder, believing that if I stopped, so would the flow of money. And honestly, with the way I had things set up, it absolutely would have stopped. And these feelings I was having, this went on for years. And eventually, life made the decision for me. I had a massive mental breakdown, truly a breakdown. Revenue dropped, mistakes piled up, and I had to face the truth. I was not okay. The business I built could not run without me at all, and it wasn't sustainable. The hard truth here is ignoring what's misaligned in your business will always, always, always catch up with you. And when it catches up, it's going to be so much more painful to deal with than if you would have just listened to your gut instinct in the first place. I ended up taking several months away from the internet in general. I plowed through my savings. I had no funnels set up, no ads running, nothing. Everything stopped. Most of my team quit. It was just me, my worst fears coming to reality, a broken business, and my trauma. I ended up working through my shit. I did a lot of healing, going to therapy, turning a breakdown into a breakthrough. And I am clearly summarizing like crazy right now because that sounds so easy and like no big deal, breakdown to breakthrough. But obviously this was a lot to unpack. I just want to get to the point of this angle for this episode. But this whole time of my life taught me a lot of lessons, and some of them directly relate to business and can save you a lot of time, pain, and energy. And that's what I view as my job here on the podcast. So I want to share them with you. So let's get into it. There are 3 core lessons I learned from this time in my business, and they've turned into 3 core focus points as I've been deep in rebuilding my business. Lesson number 1, if you are not deeply connected to yourself, your business is going to suffer. If you are not deeply connected to yourself, your needs, your desires, your values, your truth, what you know is right for you, no matter how it makes other people feel, your business will become unsustainable and you will have so much resentment. And that is going to affect the energy of you, your business, your energy with money, major. A misaligned business is the most draining thing in the world. It burns you out and eventually will collapse. Your business is a reflection of you. So if you are out of alignment with yourself and you're pretending that everything's okay and it's not, and you're not knowing yourself, connecting with yourself and doing what needs to be done for you, your business is going to be out of alignment too. And that's going to suck because that's how you're spending so much of your time. And especially if you have a movement like message-based business like I do, it really kind of ignites the fire under like the fraud syndrome that so many of us sit with, because you do feel fraudulent. You're not good. You're not okay, but you're teaching a message. And yes, that message still had value. I was still able to help people. I got DMs every single week from people saying that they were so helped by me. I'm so glad. Like I was still making a massive impact, but I was not okay. The impact on me was negative, and that's not okay. So your business is built on your energy, your vision, and your leadership. If you are disconnected from yourself, you're going to make decisions from fear, out of obligation, or people pleasing instead of clarity and conviction and groundedness. I was a terrible leader. I did not know how to lead. If I did, I was scared to step into that and do it because I was afraid people wouldn't like me. God forbid. I had vision and I knew what to do, but I was avoiding it because I was, again, people pleasing. I was building offers, strategies, and structures that just felt off. And when you do this because you're misaligned, you're doing this because you're misaligned, it's going to lead to resentment, exhaustion, and frustration instead of fulfillment and freedom, which is why we started our businesses in the first place. You'll stay stuck in cycles of doing what you think you should do rather than what actually works for you. And what works for you works for your right people, your right audience. It feels good for you and it's magnetic to them. So it's perfect. It's supposed to feel good for you and make an impact on the people that are meant to hear your message. The success of your business depends on how well you know yourself and how well you honor your needs. Period, point blank. There's nothing else to it. I experienced this firsthand in several ways, but one of them was I scaled too fast without alignment. I wasn't paying attention to what felt right for me. I ignored my gut instincts about my team, about my offers and what my offers required of me, about my work schedule, about everything. I was making decisions from external pressure, not internal clarity. I'm going to say that part again. I was making decisions from external pressure, not internal clarity. And as a result, my business was wildly successful on paper, but made me so stressed and unhappy behind the scenes. When you disconnect from your inner truth, you build a business that looks good, but feels like a prison. And the craziest part of all to me is that I didn't even know it was a prison until it was too late. Like I was in there, the bars were down, the locks was locked up, and the key was thrown away. I pushed and I pushed and I pushed because I thought that's what it took to keep up with my success. I ignored the exhaustion. I would bring in little pieces of rest where I could and, take care of myself as needed and from desperation. But I ignored the frustration I was feeling about my offers, my business model, my team, everything, the gut feelings telling me that this is not working and this is not right. I kept doing more instead of stopping to reassess and realign, regulating my nervous system, tapping into what I really knew. Like I needed space to think and feel and to admit what I needed to shift, the people I needed to move out of my company, the things I needed to bring in. And so I just kept going instead because that would make everyone else happy. And eventually everything crashed. Revenue dropped, my energy was gone, and I had to rebuild or quit. And for a while there, I didn't know which one I was going to pick. I actually thought I might pick quit. If you ignore what feels misaligned, your business will force you to face it, either through burnout or breakdown. So this time, I didn't just jump right into action. I got brutally honest with myself and took a huge step back, which cost me a lot of money, but was worth every penny and then some. I got really honest with myself and asked things like, what do I actually want? What am I tired of? What kind of business will truly support me, my life, and my energy? Because I know now if it's supporting me, it's going to support the world 1,000 times better than my old business. And so I restructured everything, my offers, my team, my workflow, so they support me instead of draining me. And the result has been I'm back and I'm scaling again, but this time I'm scaling with ease and alignment. A business built from deep self-connection is going to thrive. A business built from external expectation and people pleasing, making sure that everyone thinks you're doing a good job and is happy with you and sees you as like so humble, so good, so kind, is going to fucking crumble. Your business is a direct extension of you. If you're not deeply connected to yourself, to your truth, your desires, your needs, you're going to build something that drains you instead of fuels you. So you have to get really real with yourself first. Then the business will follow that. The second lesson that I learned from this time is about systems and strategy. Like they really are everything. And the focus point that that's led to in my rebuild is I need structure that supports scaling. I need structure that supports my feminine energy, my intuitive flow, and then I'll scale from there. So in the past, I winged it. I would create on impulse. I would launch without a clear strategy. And now I'm building with intention and structure. And every part of my business follows a strategy that feels good to me, though. It can't just be strategy because then we're getting into like the toxic masculine, toxic masculine, wounded masculine energy, the bro marketing that has its place for sure. I love that kind of stuff. But it's got to be balanced. So here's how strategy changed my business. I'm going to break it down by the different sections of my business and what it looks like now. So social media. Social media is now designed to drive business growth, not just to create engagement and fuel the movement that I've created. Yes, I'm still creating a movement. I already did create one. I'm continuing that movement and even starting a new one with the whole becoming her thing. But social media is very strategical. It is designed to drive business growth. It drives people to one thing, the podcasts. The podcasts are structured for repurposing and expansion. What I mean by that is it's expanding my email list. It's expanding my connection with my audience. It's expanding my message. I'm able to go longer form and say more here with you all than I am on social media. And it's growing my email list because I'm funneling people into my freebies, my lead magnets through the podcast. My programs and memberships, the strategy there is every launch follows a repeatable and a scalable roadmap. Please send me a DM and let me know if you want me to do an episode on what that repeatable, scalable roadmap looks like. I'm happy to do that. I can at least give you like an overview. I get super deep into things like this in CEO Club. So please go get your shit together, girl. What are you not doing in there? Go join. But the programs and memberships, there is a repeatable, scalable roadmap to launching these, to getting new members in, and to running it in a way that feels really, really good to me, really natural. It never, ever, ever feels like work. And that makes me so happy. And then coaching. The strategy for coaching is this is a high value container with properly structured offers designed to fit people who are able to afford and go all in on their transformation, whether it's business coaching or personal coaching, life coaching, mindset coaching. Systems are everything for my business now. The biggest place I've implemented systems is in my team. So I used to think that doing it all made me a good leader. I actually had a contractor who was one of the ones who no longer works with me, but she even said to me one time, you don't really delegate too much. Yes, there are things that you have to delegate because you physically can't do it or you don't know how to do it, but you are really down in the weeds with us. And I've never worked with someone like that, and that's amazing. And I remember her telling me this, and she meant well. She was trying to give me a compliment, and I get that. But I remember like I had been journaling before, like I really need to let things go. I'm drowning. I'm not doing good. And I really think my team loves me and they'll understand and they'll want to support me and they're going to understand that I just can't keep doing all this. And then I had this in-person meetup with this contractor and I respected her and loved her so much. And she said that to me and I was just like, look, see, they think I'm good. They think I'm so good. I'm such a good leader. I'm different than everyone else. And they see me as like real and I'm getting that approval that I so desperately need because I was a people pleaser like crazy. And I just felt sick to my stomach. Like I'm stuck in this. This is the identity I've built myself. This is the team and the business I've built. I'm stuck doing this much. If I don't, they're going to think that I'm lazy. They're going to think that I'm selfish. This was so intended to be a compliment, but it was not a compliment. It was a fucking recipe and it was cooking burnout. Okay. Straight up burnout for me. So now I only do what only I can do for the most part. Of course, there was a season of this rebuild in my business, a couple years ago when in the beginning where I really needed to be hands-on. I was redoing my messaging. I was redoing my offers. I was coaching people one-on-one to kind of feel out what the needs were, what the marketing messages were going to be. I needed to really be in the weeds of the business because I was rebuilding and that was important and it was a really good time. And now I'm coming out of that and I'm touching things that I don't really need to be touching far, far, far less. The entire goal is ease and release for me because only I can do the podcast episodes. Only I can create the vision, the content, the ideas. Only I can create the membership content. So I'm focused on only doing what only I can do. Everything else is delegated. Lakin is integrating my ideas. Steph is managing the communities. My podcast production team is handling production. I lead, the team executes. That's how you build a real business that feels good. Your success depends on your ability to let go and to build systems that run without you. The third lesson that I learned through this time in my business is alignment over hustle. I knew this consciously, but I had subconscious beliefs and blocks that were keeping me from living it out. Absolutely. Alignment over hustle was the third big lesson. And the focus point that turned into during my rebuild is creating from ease and flow. So let me get into this and explain it. I used to try to do everything, offer everything, be everything. Now I focus on what I am best at. And what I am best at is creating powerful transformation containers. What I mean by that is my memberships are transformation containers. One is for entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial women. The other is for women that are not really entrepreneurial, but they are not here to settle. They are on the growth train. They want to rewire their minds. They want to get better results. They want to shift into habits that are serving them. They want to up level in their personal lives. The container of social media, that's a container. I'm creating change there as well as much as I can from, a one to many mass talking out at you guys perspective. The podcast is a bit of a bigger container. We're getting closer. I'm in your headphones. I'm able to talk longer form. It's more than a 90-second reel, right? So I'm really good at creating these different transformation containers. One-on-one coaching is another container. Group coaching is another container. The memberships, the programs, et cetera, et cetera. So one example of really getting into, so I said alignment over hustle, right? So I'm really good at creating all these containers, but in the past, I focused on hustle in these different containers that I was opening up for people to transform and become lighter, right? With decluttering and decluttering your calendar, your schedule with, the Unburdened program, and we had Your Uncluttered Home, and we had, Made for This Mom, and all these different things that we were creating. And I was in the hustle flow. And now I'm working on alignment. So what does that look like? Switching to a membership model is something that I always wanted to do, but I was so afraid that people would be mad at me, which, spoiler alert, they were. There was like an outrage with a small group of people and I knew it would happen and it's just part of what I do and it's fine. But that kept me so frozen in fear and kept me from shifting into a business model that I knew was going to serve me better, fit my style of coaching better, just fit the way I create so much better. Like I had so many courses. I had like 20 something courses. And then if you were to count all the mini courses and little resources I made, I had like over 50. Like there was way too, I couldn't launch all those at different times of the year. What the fuck? Like it was, I am made to run memberships. Like that is the model that suits me best. And then because it suits me best, it suits my audience best because I'm able to put everything in one place, charge a low price per month for them to have access and kind of bounce around for what they want according to where they're at in life. And so before it was just a chaotic mix of like everything. Now there's a very clear, structured membership model where my audience gets everything at a low price and they get to come live as I shape and create new programs. Like we just created at the end of last year, we created a manifestation program that, oh my God, it's worth like $8,000. It's so detailed and so good. And it's based on neuroscience and all the certifications that I've gained over the past couple of years. And now as I'm recording this, we're wrapping up the Declutter Your Life and Declutter Your Business programs. These are programs that I will sell separately and they're valuable, but they get access to them at no additional charge and they get to be a part of creating them. Like it's such a win-win. It's such a positive exchange of energy. I create naturally all the time. So why not monetize the way I actually work and make it support me? This is what I mean by alignment over hustle. I'm still in my zone of genius, creating powerful transformation containers, but I'm doing it in a way that prioritizes alignment over hustle and pushing and making everyone happy, right? Everyone liked it the old way. That was how they saw me. That's what they knew of me, and they didn't want me to change. When you align your business with your natural strengths, everything becomes easier. So for most of you, you're at a place where you're wanting to get to a 6-figure or multi-6-figure business. I have built that many times over and over and over again. I've done it in my original business, and then I did it with another course. I made that multiple 6 figures, and then another course, multiple 6 figures. And I built the first course up to 7 figures. Then I started talking about business itself and not just home and family and self. I started talking about business and I built that into multiple 6 figures and then 7 figures. Okay. And then collectively, those 2 businesses turned into 8 figures. And now I'm doing it again. And I'm already back up to 6 figures again. And I've helped not just me, but like clients and people in the memberships and my courses do this over and over again. 6 figures is easy. And I'm not saying that to make you feel bad for not being there yet. I'm saying it to break down the wall because we create this like mental barrier. Like 6 figures is this like elusive place that's so hard to get to, and it's going to take so much work, especially multiple 6 figures. Girl, it is so easy. It's so right in front of you. You're just in the weeds of your business and you're not able to see the roadmap clearly. And that is what I'm here for. So 3 pillars of creating a multi 6-figure business. Number 1, you already know, mindset. You have to rewire your beliefs around success, around ease, and around worthiness. You cannot have a 6-figure business on a 5-figure mindset. Number 2, strategy. You need to create a simple, repeatable system for growth. You need to lock into what you're good at and what people want from you, and you need to create a strategy around it. I will help you do that. Number 3, aligned action. You need to work smart, not just hard. Focus on what moves the needle forward. Everything else gets delegated or deleted. Period, point blank. There is no other option. If you don't master these 3, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay in 4 or 5 figures, okay? Or 1 figure, and that figure is a 0. That's why I created the 6-figure business blueprint training. I break all of this down in detail. This thing is a class. I literally created this to sell for like $2.99 and make it like a lowish cost entry point from the business side of my business. And I'm literally giving it to you for fucking free. It's wild. That's why the like comments underneath it and the testimonials about this training are so wild. Like people are saying this is the best webinar they've ever been to, they've ever gotten. Like they can't believe it. It's actually not a webinar. It's literally a masterclass. It's a training, but they think it's a webinar because it's free. So here's the invitation into this amazing blueprint that I want to invite you into. If this episode hit home for you, you absolutely need to be in the six-figure business blueprint training. I'm going to walk you through how to ditch perfectionism and self-doubt because, my love, they are killing your chance for momentum. And then the exact strategy to grow to six figures and multiple six figures with clarity and confidence. Like, it is just a numbers game, babe. I'm going to show it to you. It's numbers and mindset. How to work less while making more money, focusing only on revenue driving tasks. My step-by-step system, repeat and rinse and repeat system for a six-figure mindset and a six-figure business. Okay. We're going to embody that big business energy, that CEO bad bitch energy. And we're going to get the masculine energy to support that with a system. Okay. There is a system. And I implemented it the second I decided to rebuild, and my business, boop, six figures immediately, because it is a system. Systems repeat themselves and then they get the same results. That's why they're systems. The content repurposing, the automation, the delegation techniques, everything you need on whatever fucking budget you have, even if it's zero, to amplify your results and get you to that six-figure point. Also, when you sign up for this, you get my CEO Mindset Mastery Workbook. This is so loaded with links and resources and guided NLP exercises to reprogram your mind for success. So, if you are ready to build your six-figure business without burnout, go to alicasaza.com/BE links. That's alicasaza.com/BE links. BE for business energetics. BE links. Look for the six-figure business blueprint training. This is a masterclass. It's going to blow your mind and change the way you show up as an entrepreneur and how money shows up on your bank account. This is actionable as fuck. I cannot wait to get you in there. Go get it. It is totally free for now. Go snag it before I start charging. If this episode expanded you, if it taught you something, if it made you think of things in a different way, let's exchange positive energy. Take a screenshot, post it on Instagram, tag me, Ali_that's me. Business.energetics is the podcast page. Tag me, tell me what you think, tell others to get in here. Let's create abundance for them as well, not just ourselves. And if you want to talk, please send me a DM. I read every single message that I see. Send me a DM on my Ali That's Me Instagram and just tell me, like, what's going on with you? What episodes do you want to see next? What can I help you with? I love you so much. I will see you in the training, and hopefully I'll see you in CEO Club. I love you, girl. I'll see you next time. Okay, babe, super real talk for a second here. Running a business can absolutely feel like you are trying to piece together a puzzle with no picture to follow, a fucking guessing game, stabbing in the dark. You've got all these ideas, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the hours, but it's like, why isn't this working? Where are the results? It's not going the way I want it to. Why is this so difficult? And there is a blueprint. There is truly, truly, truly a blueprint to getting your business to six figures and beyond. I've done it before, I've done it multiple times, and I'm doing it again right now. And I am sharing the steps with you where we're blending strategy and energetics. What do you focus on? What is actually worth your time and energy? I am sharing it all in the six-figure blueprint masterclass. This is exactly what it sounds like. It is a formula. It is so inspiring, so helpful. One of the girls that was there live said, I have never gotten so much out of a webinar ever. Where can I pay you for this? It is totally free. This is where I break down the mindset shifts, the strategies, and the energy work that's going to help you create a business that actually works for you and is making multiple six figures. There's no fluff, no hustle till you burn out, nothing like that. Just clarity, alignment, and real actionable steps toward growth. This training is totally free. It is one of the most valuable resources I have ever created, and I'm saying that with my full chest. So if you're ready to stop overcomplicating things and stop self-sabotaging by making things so complicated and not taking me up on free things that are going to shift the way you do things and start seeing real results, alicasaza.com/BE links. It'll be right there near the top. You'll be able to sign up for it and get everything for free. alicasaza.com/BE links.